gentlemen, the world-famous comedy store is proud to present Mr. George Carlin. Hello, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right, so how's everybody doing tonight, huh? Good, well, fuck you. Just want you to feel at home. Gonna start off with something to warm us up. You and me both, all right? Just a little something called People I Can Do Without. You know, yeah, because I think everybody has a list like that, don't you? I think everybody walking around has inside his or her head somewhere a list of people you can just flat do without. And I don't necessarily mean a list of specific individuals. Mine is more a list of types. Just generic types of people I can do without. Guys in their 50s named Skip. Anyone who pays for vaginal jelly with a platinum Walmart card. An airline pilot who has on 2 different shoes. A proctologist with poor depth perception. A pimp who drives a Ford Escort. A gynecologist who wants my wife to have 3 Quaaludes and a malt liquor before the examination. Guys with a lot of small pins on their hats. You know, it's just a deeply felt personal hatred. Anyone who mentions Jesus more than 300 times in a 2-minute conversation. A dentist with blood in his hair. Glad you enjoyed that. People who, hold on, dentist with blood. Any woman whose hobby is breastfeeding homeless people. A funeral director who says, hope to see you folks again real soon. A man with only one lip. Old women who get drunk and throw up at brunch. A Boy Scout master who owns a dildo shop. People who actually know the second verse to the Star-Spangled Banner. Any lawyer who winks a lot and refers to the police as the federales. A cross-eyed nun with a bullwhip and a bottle of gin. Guys who have their names printed on their belts. Quite often, they have a lot of small pins on their hands. A brain surgeon with Born to Lose tattooed on his hands. Couples whose children's names all start with the same initial. A man in a hospital gown directing traffic. A waitress with a visible infection on her serving hand. Glad you enjoyed that. People who have large gums and small teeth. Guys who wear the same underwear until it begins to cut off the circulation to their feet. And any woman whose arm hair completely covers her wristwatch. There you go. That's how we get going here tonight. Now, thank you. Appreciate that. I notice an unfortunate trend in this audience, which we're going to nip in the bud right the fuck now. There's a tendency in this audience to be a little cringy. Little, ooh. The dentist with the blood in his hair, the infected waitress's hand. This is, mostly women do this kind of shit. It's kind of a junior high school, white, suburban, lame-ass bullshit thing. Keep it the fuck out of here. I don't need that shit. Ew. I'm so good. Ew, I'm so pure. Ew, fuck you. Keep that shit to yourself. I don't need that, man. You're gonna fuck me up if I have to listen to that all night, all right? All right. Glad we can get along. Now, I want to tell you why we're doing this tonight, or any of these nights these last 2 weeks. I'm doing my 11th HBO show next February. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. I do appreciate that, and it'll be live from New York, from the Beacon Theater in February. And so, what I've done, I have a lot of things that I've got ready for that show. I'm almost set. I've been doing a lot of these things for a long time, over a year, so I know them very well. But there are some things I only learned recently, and they're just a little bit shaky, Wanted to make sure I was just keeping in shape and coming in here and working these things out. And let me say, the reason they're a little shaky is because I have to memorize the things I do, okay? I work on set pieces. I'm not one of these comedians who comes out, hi, how you doing, where are you from, what do you do for a living, and I'll let you. I mean, it's cute, it's nice, fuck you, but I don't do that, all right? I write my shit carefully. I do all my work at home. Then I come in here and I have some fun. So, I have to know these things pretty well before I can put them on stage. These last two things I got in there, I got airport security and fear of germs. We'll be getting them a little later on. And then I'm going to read some things to you, because this really accelerates the process. Reading these goddamn things that I haven't memorized yet, and I can't get them wrong because they're on the fucking paper, okay? You get that? Good. And there's some good hot shit here, too. So we'll have some fun. Now, getting back to other things, this next piece is about us, okay? Bonding time, gang. This is about you and me. Little things we all know about our bodies, Because everybody's body is different, but everybody's body is really quite the same. So there are a lot of little things about our bodies that we all know, but we never talk about. That's what's interesting to me. They're practically universal experiences. Nobody mentions them. Some of them are disgusting. Let's start right in with them. Do you ever get lip crud? You ever get that crud on your lip, kind of a sticky film, kind of a gooey coating, kind of a cruddy, gummy, flaky, crusty sort of thing, starts in the corner of your mouth, works its way on down your lip, and if it's really bad, the corners of your mouth look like parentheses. Do you ever see that? Lip crud. When you want to get rid of it, it's a real simple operation, isn't it? It's low-tech shit. Thumbnail. That's all you need. Simple, trusty tool. Scrape it off. That's all. Scrape it on down. You just scrape that shit on down. Fuck those people at the bus stop. If they knew anything, they wouldn't be riding the bus. Fuck them in the mouth. Scrape it on down. Scrape it on down. You scrape that shit on down, and then you take it and you roll it up into a little ball, and then you save that son of a bitch. I save my lip crud. I save everything that comes off of my body. Don't you? At least for a little while. Don't you look at things for about 10 or 15 minutes after you pull them off yet? Don't you want to see what they are? Trying to figure out what the fuck they are and what they're doing on you in the first place? It's true, you don't pull something off your neck and throw it right in the toilet. You want to know what the fuck it is. Besides, you never know when you're going to need parts. Isn't that true? Do you ever see these guys on TV? One guy's waiting for a kidney, another guy's waiting for a lung. Fuck you, I've got shit at home. I have a freezer full of viable organs. I have two of everything ready to go. What do you need? A spleen, an esophagus? How about a nice used ball bag? Huh? Come on. Take a chance. Good condition, one owner. You only scratched it on Sundays. Come on. I've got everything you need. It's true. You want to know what something is when it comes off of you. You don't spend 15 minutes peeling something off of your forehead just to toss it out the window, sight unseen, into the neighbor's swimming pool. No, you take a good long fucking look at it, don't you? Holy shit, look at this thing. Goddamn. Holy jumping fucking Jesus, look at this fuck. Honey, come here, look at this, honey, come here. Get in. Hey, fuck the rice-a-roni. Get in here, goddammit. Look at this thing, look at this thing. This was a part of my head a minute ago. Not anymore, I pried the bastard off with paint thinner and a Phillips head screwdriver. But look at it, look at the colors in it. It's green, blue, yellow, orange, brown, tan, khaki, beige, bronze, olive, neutral, black, off, black, champagne, gold, Navajo, white, turquoise, and Band-Aid color. Plus, it's shaped like the smaller of the two islands that make up New Zealand. I'm not throwing this bastard away. It might become a collectible. Call the Franklin Mint. Tell them we have a new idea for a plate. It's just natural curiosity. Everyone has it. You're curious about yourself. You're curious about your body. So you're curious about little parts that come off of you. Toenail clippings are a good example. I'm going to set the scene scene for you. You're sitting on the bed one night, at home, and something really shitty comes on TV, like a regularly scheduled network program. You say, well, I'm not watching Beaver Blows the Milkman. I'm going to clip my fucking toenails. So you start to clip your toenails, and every time you clip one of them, the clipping part flies far away. Did you ever notice that? These things fly all over the bed. And when you're finished clipping, you have to gather them all back into a little pile, don't you? Oh, yeah, you can't leave them on the bed. They make little holes in your legs. You don't need that shit. You have to gather them back into a pile. And you ever notice this? The bigger the pile gets, the more pride you have in the pile. Look at this shit, honey. The biggest pile of toenail clippings we've had in this house since the day the Big Bopper died. Call the U.S. Postal Service and tell them we have a new idea for a stamp. And then you look for the largest toenail clipping of all, the biggest one you can find, and you bend it for a while, don't you? Don't you play with it for a while? Yes, you do. You play with it. You play with it. Yes, you do. You have to. You have to. Why? Because you can. Because it's still lively and viable. There's moisture in it. It just came off of your body. It's almost alive. Did you ever try to save your toenail clippings overnight? Did you ever put them in the ashtray and try to save them till the morning? You can't bend them in the morning. They're too dry. Fuck them. Throw them away. Who needs unbendable toenails? Not me. Bullshit. Fuck you up. Yours get laid. Eat shit. Drop dead. Jack me off. I don't need parts that badly. I'm not that sick. I'm not that sick. No, sir. Not that sick. Little things. Little things that come off of you. And your curiosity about them, especially if it's something you can't see while it's still on you. Know what I mean? Something you can't quite get a good look at while it's growing on you and sucking the life out of you. Like, let's say you got something growing on your chest. Well, no sweat, there it is, right in front. You can keep an eye on the bastard. It's not that alarming. It's like a companion. It's true. Let's say you wake up one morning with a big, brand new 5.5-pound pulsating malignant tumor on your chest. Holy shit, newcomer, DEFCON 4, you do go into newcomer alert. That's only natural. DEFCON 4, condition red, code blue, condition red, code blue. Whatever emergency procedures you follow at your house. But after a while, you grow used to its presence, don't you? You say, well, what the hell? Nice-looking thing like this. Not bothering anyone. Certainly not going anywhere. And it doesn't eat much. I'll keep an eye on it. I'll treat it like one of my sons. I'll watch it grow and season and mature. And finally, when it is ready to come off, drink 12 beers, get the paint thinner out, and off she comes. Now, perhaps a cursory glance at the underside, previously unseen, but then very quickly, out the window into the neighbor's swimming pool. But if you've got something growing in the middle of your back, a lonesome stranger, an asymmetrical, multicolored, lonesome stranger that you can't even reach, much less see without setting up 3 mirrors in the bathroom, you're worried about that son of a bitch, aren't you? What color is it now, honey? What color? Huh? Plaid. Whoa. Never mind the beers, rip the bastard off. Off it comes, and now you have a major medical study at your house. Because you couldn't see it while it was still on you. Ever been picking your ass? You know, just idly picking your ass. And you come across an object. Honey, come here. You want a couple of hits off of this? Let me ask you something. Did we eat at Roy Rogers last weekend? Well, I don't remember ordering anything that smells like this. I believe this is a trigger burger. Actually, it smells like Dale Evans. Call Ted Koppel. Tell him we need a town meeting. And then open the window. This son of a bitch is going straight into the Henderson's pool. Because you couldn't see it while it was clinging to you. Do you ever have a little scab on the top of your head? Sure you have. Little scab, top of your head. Not a big red blood scab like you get from getting hit with a Stilson wrench at work by one of your friends at lunch. Just a little dry spot, little scaly spot. You find it one day by accident when you're scratching your head. You come across it as if by good luck. Whoa, whoa! Hot shit, a fucking scab! I love fucking scabs. This is going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to pick off the scab and look at it. Oh boy, oh boy. I'll pick off my scab and I'll put it down in a contrasting material such as a black velvet tablecloth in order to see it in greater relief. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. I can't wait to pick off my scab. This is going to be a lot of fun. Wait. ready to come off yet. It's immature. It's still not ripe. It's not ready for plucking. I'll save this for Thursday. Thursday will be a good day. I only have a half a day of work on Thursday. I'll come home early. I'll masturbate in the kitchen. And then I'll watch the Montel Williams show. And then I'll pick off my scab. Oh boy, I can't wait to pick off my scab. This is going to be a lot of fun. So you wait, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait. And you try not to knock it off by accident with a little plastic comb you bought in the vending machine at the motel where you took the two stinky-looking chicks who gave you the clap that night. And now Thursday arrives and it's harvest time. Harvest time on the old scalperoo. You come home early, you masturbate, but you do it in your sister's bedroom to give it a little extra kick, you know what I mean? And then you watch the Montel Williams show. Fair show, women who take it up the ass for 50 cents. Not the best show he's ever done, but you know something? Not bad either. And now it's time to go get this motherfucker, but you want to go carefully. You want to pick it off evenly around the perimeter so that it lifts off all in one piece. You don't want it to break into pieces. Who needs a fragmented scab? Not me. Bullshit, fuck you up. Yours get laid. Shit, drop dead, jack me off. I don't need parts that badly. I'm not that sick. What you really want, what you really need, is a complete whole scab you can put down, study, look at, make notes on, and perhaps write a series of penetrating articles for Scab Aficionado magazine. Who knows, you might rise to the top of the scab world in a big hurry. It's a small community and they need people at the top. I sense I've gone too far. Thank you. Thanks a lot. All right. Thank you. Always have to catch my breath after that one. Taking lots of oxygen. Almost forgot. Want to tell you what's on television tonight? Always like people to know what it is they're missing by not staying home. First of all, on the Playboy channel tonight, they have one of those new reality shows where the people at home send in their own tapes. It's called Home Videos of Bad Fucking. And speaking of that delightful activity, I guess you know last week Ricky Lake had a special program, Women Who Fake Orgasms. So tonight, not to be outdone, Jerry Springer has a nighttime special, Men Who Fake Bowel Movements. Yeah, I think they're running out of topics, don't you? Sally Jesse's next show is rapists who force their victims to play Yahtzee beforehand. Then a little later on tonight, on the Nostalgia channel, they're playing back-to-back two of my favorite episodes of Little House on the Prairie. First of all, the 1975 Christmas show, remember that? A douchebag for Clara. Wasn't that good? And it was sad toward the end when she cried because she stuck it in the wrong hole. But as they say in the Navy, there is no wrong hole. And then right after that, they're going to show my favorite Little House on the Prairie of all times, Missy Takes a Big Dump in the Woods. Wasn't that interesting when she had on the long dress and the high heels, remember? And it was fun to watch how she had to maneuver through the poison sumac. And they didn't have toilet paper in those days. She had to use a series of pine cones. And she was pulling them in the wrong direction. Yeah, I understand toward the end of the program they had to bleep out a lot of screaming and foul language. Then later on tonight on pay-per-view, Willie Nelson's concert is on. Oh, Willie, a TV guide listed all the songs he's going to sing. He's going to start out with one of my favorites, Too Drunk to Jerk Off. I always enjoyed that song. Then he's going to do a series of love songs. Kiss Me, I'm Coming. God, that's a good one, isn't it? Kiss me, I'm coming. Hold me, I'm humming. Well, I can't help it. I am a romantic, and I do enjoy these sentimental tunes. Here's a sad song. I should have fucked old what's-her-name. Remember that one? Yeah. I should have never played the game. I should have fucked old what's-her-name. Here's one my mother used to sing around the house. Your love ran down my leg and now you're gone. Yeah. That one always got to me. I'm glad you feel the same way. Here's a fine love song. You blew my mind, now blow me. He's even going to do a Stevie Wonder song. I just called to say I tested positive. Well, you don't want to leave anybody out. Yes, it's an AIDS joke. Fuck you. Then he's going to do a couple of divorce songs. two divorce songs, one from the man's point of view, one from the woman's point of view. The man's divorce song, I'll take the Ford Bronco, you take the 3-speed electric dildo. And the woman's divorce song, never mind that shit, scumbag, pack your stuff and get the fuck out of here. And what would a Willie Nelson show be without a couple of cowboy songs? Couple of guys. He's going to do that one George Jones wrote, drinking beer, taking a shit, and passing out. Then he's going to do a kind of a traditional Western song, one that Gene Autry used to sing when I was a little boy. It's midnight in Montana, and I can't get my dick out of this cow. I always liked that song. Yeah. I always liked that song. You know why I like it so much? Because it's a real cowboy song. Now we're going to go into the workshop. That's what I call this stuff that I've been goofing around here with. Going into the workshop and airport security, okay? That's the first topic. I am getting a little tired of this fucking air. I think there's too much security at the airport. I'm tired of some guy with a double-digit IQ and a triple-digit income rooting around inside of my bag and never finding anything. They haven't found anything yet in anybody's bag. They haven't found one bomb in one bag. And don't tell me, well, the terrorists know their bags are going to be searched, so now they're leaving their bombs at home. There are no bombs. The whole thing is fucking pointless. And it's completely without logic. They'll take away a gun but let you keep a knife. Well, what the fuck is that? In fact, there are a whole lot of lethal things they will let you take on board. Theoretically, you could take a knife, an ice pick, a straight razor, a hatchet, a pair of scissors, 6 knitting needles, a nail gun, and a couple of broken beer bottles, and the only thing they're going to say to you is that bag has to fit all the way into the seat in front of you. And if you didn't bring a weapon on board, relax. After you've been flying for about an hour, they're going to bring you a knife and fork. They actually give you a fucking knife. Of course, it's only a table knife, but you could kill a pilot with a table knife. Might take you a couple of minutes, you know. Especially if he's hefty, huh? But you could get the job done if you really cared enough. There's a lot of things you could kill a guy with. You could probably beat a guy to death with the Sunday New York Times, couldn't you? Or suppose you just had really big hands. Couldn't you strangle one of these flight attendants? Shit, you could probably strangle 2 of them, one with each hand. You know, if you were lucky enough to catch him in that little kitchen area. But you could get the job done if you really cared enough. So why do they let a guy with big, strong hands get on board an airplane? I'll tell you why. They know he's not a security risk because he's already answered the 3 big questions. Question number 1, did you pack your bags yourself? No, Carrot Top packed my bags. He and Florence Henderson and Martha Stewart came over to the house last night, fixed me a lovely lobster Newburg, gave me a full body massage with sacred oils from India, and then they packed my bags. Next question. Have your bags been in your control the whole time? No. Usually the night before I travel, just as the moon is rising, I place my suitcases out on the street corner and leave them there unattended for several hours. Just for good luck. Has any unknown person given you anything to take on board? Well, what exactly is an unknown person? Surely everyone is known to someone. In fact, just this morning, Kareem and Yusuf Ali Ben-Gaba seemed to know each other quite well. They kept joking about which one of my suitcases was the heaviest. But that's another thing they don't like at the airport. Jokes. You know, yeah, you can't joke. These bastards. You can't joke about a bomb. Well, why is it just jokes? What about a riddle? How about a limerick? How about a bomb anecdote? You know, no punchline, just a really cute story. Or suppose suppose you intended the remark not as a joke, but as an ironic musing. Are they prepared to make that distinction? Why, I think not. And besides, who's to say what's funny? Airport security is a stupid idea, and it's only there for one reason, to make white people feel safe. That's all, a feeling of safety for the middle class. Because the authorities know they can't make an airplane completely safe. Too many people have access. You'll notice the drug smugglers don't seem to have a lot of trouble getting their little packages on board, do they? No, and God bless them too. And by the way, an airplane flight shouldn't be completely safe. You need a little danger in your life. Take a fucking chance, will you? What are you going to do? You're going to play with your prick for another 30 years? What, are you going to read People magazine and eat at Wendy's till the end of time? Take a fucking chance. Besides, even if they made all of the airplanes completely safe, the terrorists would simply start bombing other places that are crowded. Stadiums, theaters, porn houses, crack houses, and some fucking gangbang, sorry. Yes, well, entertainment venues. The odds of you being killed by a terrorist are practically zero. So I say relax and enjoy the show. You have to be realistic about terrorism. Various groups of people, various groups. Muslim fundamentalists, Christian fundamentalists, Jewish fundamentalists, and just plain guys from Montana are going to continue to make life in this country very interesting for a long, long time. That's the reality. Angry men in combat fatigues talking to God on a two-way radio and muttering incoherent slogans about freedom are going to eventually provide us with a great deal of entertainment, especially after the economy collapses. Chemical and biological suitcase bombs. So I say relax, enjoy the show, take a fucking chance, put a little fun in your life. To me, terrorism is exciting. I think the very idea that you can set off a bomb in a marketplace and kill several hundred people is exciting and stimulating, and I see it as a form of entertainment. I also know most people are soft and frightened, and they don't know there's such a thing as dangerous fun. And they definitely don't recognize a good show when they see one. I have always been willing to put myself at great personal risk for the sake of entertainment. And I've always been willing to put you at great personal risk for the same reason. As far as I'm concerned, all this security shit is just one more way of reducing your liberties and reminding you that they can fuck with you anytime they want, as long as you're willing to put up with it, which means anytime they want. Because that's the way Americans are. Americans are always willing to trade you a little of their freedom for a feeling of security. What we have now is a completely neurotic population obsessed with security and safety and crime and drugs and cleanliness and hygiene and germs. Germs, here's another thing. Where did this sudden fear of germs come from? Have you noticed this? The media constantly running stories about all the latest infections, E. coli, salmonella, hantavirus, bird flu, and Americans panic easily, so now everybody's running around scrubbing this and spraying that and overcooking their food and repeatedly washing their hands, trying to avoid all contact with germs. It's ridiculous, and it goes to ridiculous lengths. For example, and this is true, in prisons, before they give you a lethal injection, they swab your arm with alcohol. It's true. Well, they don't want you to get an infection. And you can see the point. Wouldn't want some guy to go to hell and be sick. We'll take a lot of the fun out of the whole operation. Fear of germs. Why, these fucking pussies, you can't even get a decent hamburger anymore. Everybody cooks the shit out of them now because they're afraid of food poisoning. Where's your sense of adventure? Take a fucking chance. You know how many people die from food poisoning every year? 9,000. That's all. It's a fucking limited risk. A minor risk. Bunch of goddamn pussies. Besides, what do you think you got an immune system for? It's for killing germs. But it needs to practice. It needs germs to practice on. So if you kill all the germs around you and live a completely sterile life, then when germs do come along, you're not going to be prepared. And never mind ordinary germs, what are you going to do when some super virus comes along that turns your organs into liquid shit? tell you what you're going to do. You're going to get sick, you're going to die, and you're going to deserve it because you're fucking weak and you got a fucking weak immune system. Let me tell you a true story about immunization. When I was a little boy in the 1940s in New York City, we swam in the Hudson River, and it was filled with raw sewage, okay? We swam in raw sewage, to cool off. And at that time, everybody was afraid of polio. Thousands of kids died from polio every year. But you know what? In my neighborhood, nobody ever got polio. No one, ever. You know why? Because we swam in raw sewage. It strengthened our immune systems. But polio never had a chance. We were tempered in raw shit. So personally, I never take any special precautions against germs. I don't shy away from people who sneeze and cough. I don't wipe off the telephone. I don't cover the toilet seat. And if I drop food on the floor, I pick it up and eat it. Even if I'm at a sidewalk cafe in Calcutta, the poor section, on New Year's morning, during a soccer riot. And you know something? In spite of all this so-called risky behavior, I never get infections. Never. I never get a cold, never get flu, don't get food poisoning, headaches, or upset stomach. And you know why? Because I have a good, strong immune system, and it gets a lot of practice. My immune system is equipped with the biological equivalent of fully automatic military assault rifles with night vision and laser scopes. And we have recently acquired grenade launchers. So when my white blood cells are on patrol, reconnoitering my bloodstream, seeking out strangers and other undesirables, if they see any suspicious-looking germs of any kind, they don't fuck around. They whip out the weapons, wax the motherfucker, and deposit the unlucky fellow directly into my colon. There's no nonsense. There's no Miranda warning. There's none of that 3 strikes and you're out shit. First defense, bam, into the colon you go. Right into my colon. Goddamn right. And speaking of my colon, as long as we're sharing, I want you to know I don't automatically wash my hands every time I go to the bathroom, okay? Can you deal with that? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. You know when I wash my hands? When I shit on them. That's the only time. And you know how often that happens? How often that happens? Tops, 2-3 times a week. Tops. Maybe a little more frequently over the holidays, you know what I mean? And I'll tell you something else, my well-scrubbed friends. You don't always need a shower every day. Did you know that? It's overkill. Unless you work out or work outdoors, or for some other reason come in intimate contact with huge amounts of filth and garbage every day, you don't always need a shower. All you need to do is to wash the 4 key areas: armpits, asshole, crotch, and teeth. Got that? Armpits, asshole, crotch, and teeth. In fact, you can save yourself a whole lot of time if you simply use the same brush on all 4 areas. All right. Okay. More stuff about the American culture. This fucking culture that's going to brown right into the fucking sewer in about 25 years. First of all, haven't we had about enough of this cigar-smoking shit? Haven't we had enough of this? When is this going to end? When are these overpaid, overfed, overprivileged, overindulged, fat, arrogant, white asshole, white-collar criminal business cocksuckers going to put out the cigars and move along to their next abomination? White pussy businessmen sucking on a big brown dick. That's all it is. That's all it is. Sigmund Freud said sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. Oh yeah? Well, sometimes a cigar is a big brown dick with a fat white-collar criminal business asshole sucking on the wet end of it. But hey, the news is not all bad. You know the bonus for me? Cancer of the mouth. Huh? Good. They deserve it, these fucking cocksuckers. Cancer of the mouth. It's an attractive disease. Goes good with a cell phone, you know? So light up, suspender man, and suck hard. Well, let me ask you this. What is all this shit about angels? Huh? Have you heard this shit? 3 out of 4 people now believe in angels. What are you, fucking stupid? Has everybody lost their fucking minds in this fucking country? Angels. You know what I think this is? I think it's a massive, collective, psychotic, chemical flashback from all of the drugs taken by all Americans from 1960 to 1980. 20 years of adulterated street drugs will get you some fucking angels, my friend. Angels, shit. What about goblins? Huh? What about a fucking goblin? You never hear about them. Except on Halloween, and it's always negative. You ever notice that? I mean, if you're going to go for the angel shit, you might as well buy the zombie deal as well. Zombies, there's another thing. Where the fuck are all the zombies anyway? Just like a fucking zombie, just when you need them, they don't show up. Here's another horrifying aspect of American culture, the pussification of American males. Harley-Davidson theme restaurants. What the fuck is going on here? God damn. Harley-Davidson used to mean something. It stood for biker attitude. Greasy, grimy outlaws in their sweaty mamas full of beer and crank, riding on Harleys looking for a good time, destroying property, raping teenagers, and killing policemen. Those people stood for something. Now the business seamen are using the Harley-Davidson symbol to hustle T-shirts and sell bad hamburgers to nitwit tourists. And the problem certainly didn't come from hardcore bikers. It came from these fucking weekend motorcyclists. These counterfeit motherfuckers who have their motorcycles trucked into Sturgis, South Dakota for the rally, and then they ride them around town as if they rode the whole way. Dentists and accountants and pussy boy actors getting on bike because they think it makes them cool. Well, you ain't cool, Skeezik. You know what you are? You're fucking chilly. And chili ain't cool. Chili is just chili. Listen, you know what I think? I think if white people are going to burn down black churches, then black people ought to burn down the House of Blues. You know? God damn. What a fucking disgrace that is. They ought to, you know, they ought to call it the House of Lame White Motherfuckers. Inauthentic, low-frequency, single-digit, lame white motherfuckers. Especially the movie stars. You know, these ones who think they're blues artists? Don't you just want to puke into your soup when one of these big, fat, 55-year-old, goddamn, overweight, balding fucking movie stars jumps on stage and starts blowing into a harmonica? It's a goddamn sacrilege. In the first place, white people got no business singing the blues ever, at all, under any circumstances, ever. What the fuck do white people have to be blue about? Banana Republic ran out of khakis. The espresso machine is jammed. Hootie and the Blowfish canceled. Shit. White people should understand their job is to give people the blues, not to get them. And certainly not to sing them or play them, especially fat, bald, white, middle-aged movie stars. Let me tell you something about the blues. It's not enough to know which notes to sing. You gotta know why they need to be sung. Any asshole can play the notes, but only blacks can play the blues. And in fact, I'm gonna raise the stakes on you here, because as far as I'm concerned, white people shouldn't be allowed to sing at all, ever, under any circumstances. Ever. Ever. Because by and large, they suck. You want to compare singers? I'll take James Brown, Marvin Gaye, Jackie Wilson, Ray Charles, Stevie Wonder, Otis Redding, Sam Cooke, Hal Green, and Smokey Robinson, okay? Who are you going to take? Neil Diamond? Elvis Presley? Bing Crosby? Don't embarrass yourself. Billy Joel, Elton John, Paul Simon. It's a fucking insult. By the way, Frank Sinatra doesn't count. He was a genetic anomaly. He doesn't represent the norm. And by the way, just to be completely unpleasant about this, haven't white people stolen enough music from the blacks by now? All the good music, all the really good music in America was stolen from blacks. Gospel, ragtime, Dixieland, swing, boogie-woogie, cool jazz, bebop, blues, rhythm and blues, and rap. They're all black inventions. The white person's contribution was to water them down and take the soul out of them. And that's another thing. White people should stop trying to damn dance like blacks. God damn, stick to your faggoty polkas and waltzes and that repulsive country line dancing shit. And be what you are. Be white, be lame, and get the fuck out of here. That's enough of that stuff, folks. There you go. Thank you. All right. Do you remember that General Electric television commercial of recent years? They played it for a long time, different versions of it, and what it amounted to was General Electric bragging about all the various ways that they affect your life. You know, it went something like, this is the child who flips the switch that turns on the light when Daddy comes home from making this deal that builds the cars that drives, you know, the American shit. So anyway, actually, the influence of big corporations is not nearly so benign. So I wrote my own version of that commercial, and I sent it to GE. Guess what? They sent it right the fuck back. I call it, we bring good things to life. This is the hand that pulled the switch, the electric chair that killed the man who shot the children in the school that was heated by energy produced in plants that pollute the air by burning the coal that was mined by men whose lungs are black like the faces of people denied their rights by criminal bosses who run the firms that lay off the workers who lose their homes to the savings and loans that pay off the senators who fondle the women who get beaten at home by the husbands who drink and build the machines that make the bombs that fall on the children and kill their pets. Thank you. Here's something with a slightly gentler tone, and you can't all be one flavor, right? But this is about words and language, which is one of my passions, and so this comes out with a little softer feeling to it. But this is a couple of current phrases in American lexicon that everyone hears every day, and then they're overdone, of course. It's America. When people speak of minorities these days, one of the more popular phrases you hear is, happens to be. He happens to be black. I have a friend who happens to be black. Oh, like it's a fucking accident, you know. Oh, happens to be black. Yes, happens to be black. I see. Had two black parents? Oh, yes. I see. And they fucked? Oh, indeed they did. Indeed they did, yes, I see. So, where does the surprise part come in? It seemed to me it would be a little more unusual if he just happened to be Scandinavian. Then there's another term associated with minority politics, and this is the word openly. You know, they say, well, he's openly gay. But that's the only minority they use that for. You wouldn't say someone was openly black. Well, maybe James Brown. Or Louis Farrakhan. Louis Farrakhan is openly black. Colin Powell is not openly black. Colin Powell is openly white. Just happens to be black. One more. There's another irritating expression you hear far too much. People who say, I'm going to put this behind me and get on with my life. Don't you love this shit? I'm going to put that behind me and get on with my life. Like you're interested in their personal drama, you know. Usually they've just committed some unspeakable act. Yes, it's true, I killed my wife, I raped the triplets, and I sold my two young sons to an old man on the train. But I'm going to put this thing behind me and get on with my life. That's the trouble in this country. Too many people getting on with their lives. I think what we could use is a higher suicide rate. Personally, I'd like to put this, I want to put this thing behind me and get on with my life thing behind me and get on with my life. Personally, I want to put this thing behind me and get on with my life thing behind me and get on with my life. And that's that. Oh, that's all I got for you there, so we're in good shape. All righty, I want to mention my book. I always take advantage of audiences because they're here or there or wherever they are. And to tell them about my book, it's been out for 15 months, done very well so far. Sold 360,000 hardcover copies. Really nice and fine. And it's called Brain Droppings. And it's out in soft cover now. It's doing very well in that format too. But it's called Brain Droppings, and it's not an autobiography. It's not a memoir. That's next. just goofy shit from my head. Hence the name Brain Droppings. And I want to tell you, it's not my act on paper. I wouldn't do that shit to you. It's not a jerk-off celebrity book. This is good fucking jokes in here. Laugh out loud shit. Only two things in the book from the past that people might know who follow my stuff. One of them is called Baseball and Football. It's about the language surrounding those two sports. And the other one is called Stuff. Where's your stuff? No place for my stuff. So, if you can, steal that book from a friend or something. Go to the library, just take their copy. That's why they're there. Just book that. That's why they have all those books. People that come in and get them. Well, I don't care about the money. I want you to see the jokes. I'd like to see you get in trouble for stealing a book, too. To be honest with you. Now, this next thing, so also all this stuff's for the HBO show. This is called Advertising Lullaby. Keeping in mind, of course, that the whole purpose of advertising is to lull you to sleep. Use style, service, selection, convenience, economy, savings, performance, experience, hospitality, low rates, friendly service, name brands, easy terms, affordable prices, money-back guarantee, free installation, free admission, free appraisal, free alterations, free delivery, free estimates, free home trial, and free parking. No must, no risk, no obligation, no red tape, no down payment, no entry fee, no hidden charges, no purchase necessary, no one will call on you, no payments or interest till December. Limited time only, though, so act now or today. Send no money, offer good while supplies last, due to a customer. Each item sold separately, batteries not included, mileage may vary. All sales are final, allow 6 weeks for delivery. Some items not available. If necessary, it's our way of saying thank you. And if you act now, we'll include an extra added free complimentary bonus gift, a classic deluxe custom designer luxury high premium select gourmet combination keyring, magnifying glass and garden hose in a genuine imitation leather style authentic vinyl trim. Yours for the asking, no purchase necessary. It's our way of saying thank you. Actually, it's our way of saying bend over just a little bit farther so we can stick this big dick up a little bit deeper, a little bit deeper. You miserable, no good, dumbass consumer. Because you do know, living in this country, you come to realize after a while that every time you're exposed to advertising, you sort of realize once again that America's leading industry, the profitable business, is still the manufacture, packaging, distribution, and marketing of bullshit. High quality, grade A, prime cut, pure American bullshit. Sad part is most people seem indoctrinated to believe that bullshit only comes from certain places, certain sources. Advertising, salesmen, politics, lawyers. Not true. Bullshit is everywhere. Bullshit is rampant. Parents are full of shit, teachers are full of shit, clergymen are full of shit, and law enforcement people are full of shit. This entire country is completely full of shit and always has been. Always has been. Always has been. From the Declaration of Independence to the Constitution, Star-Spangled Banner, it's really nothing more than one big steaming pile of red, white, and blue all-American bullshit. And, well, think of how we started. Think of how we started. This country was founded by a group of sloaners who told us all men are created equal. All men are created equal except for Indians and niggers and women, right? A small group of white male land-holding slave owners who also insisted that they be the only ones allowed to vote. Now that is what's known as being stunningly full of shit. And you know something? I think people really show their ignorance when they say they want their politicians to be honest. What are these fucking cretins talking about? If honesty were suddenly introduced into American life, the whole system would collapse. No one would know what to do. Honesty would fuck everything up. And I think deep down Americans know that. That's why they elected and re-elected Bill Clinton. Bet your ass. Bet your ass. Because the American people like their bullshit right out front, where they can get a good, strong whiff of it. Clinton might be full of shit, but at least he lets you know it. At least he lets you... Dole tried to hide it, didn't he? Dole kept saying, I'm a plain and honest man. Bullshit. People don't believe that. What did Clinton say? He said, "Hi, folks, I'm completely full of shit, and how do you like that?" And the people said, "You know something? At least he's honest. At least he's honest about being completely full of shit." It's just like the business world. Same as business. Everybody knows by now all businessmen are completely full of shit. Just the worst kind of criminal, low-life cocksuckers you could ever want to run into. Fucking businessmen. And the proof of it is they don't even trust each other. They don't trust one another. When a businessman sits down to negotiate a deal, the first thing he does is to automatically assume that the other guy is a complete lying prick who's trying to fuck him out of his money. So he's going to do everything he can to fuck the other guy a little bit faster and a little bit harder. And he's got to do it with a big smile on his face. You know that big bullshit businessman smile? And if you're the customer, whoa, that's when you get the really big smile. Customer always gets that really big smile as the businessman carefully positions himself directly behind the customer and unzips his pants and proceeds to service the account. I'm servicing this account. This customer needs service. Now you know what they mean when they say, "We specialize in customer service." Whoever coined the phrase, "let the buyer beware," was probably bleed from an asshole. But that's business. That's business, and that's the way we do business here. And business can't do business without advertising. Advertising does the really dirty work, the actual lying to the public. Advertising sells you things you don't want, don't need, and can't afford, that are unsafe, overpriced, and don't work. And they do it by playing on your insecurities. And if you don't have any insecurities, they'll be glad to give you a few. By showing you a nice full-color close-up picture of a big pair of tits. You know those really attractive tits, the ones with the aureolas the size of beach balls? And the nipples that look like a couple of well-chewed cigar butts? Those really attractive tits. That's the whole essence of advertising. Big tits, little kids, and dogs. In fact, the ideal advertisement would be a little kid sucking on a big dog's tits. Or a big dog sucking on a little kid's tits. Depends on which demographic you're trying to reach. And speaking of big tits, what about show business? Don't forget our topic, things that are completely full of shit. Show business. Insincere, superficial, dishonest, and corrupt, full of jealousy, betrayal, treachery, envy, greed, backstabbing, and world-class ass-sucking. But fun. Fun. Always fun. Plenty of good drugs and perverted sex. Hey, if you're going to be full of shit, you might as well have someone who's freebasing napalm whip you with a bicycle chain while you're coming on their neck. But keep it out of the news media. Keep it out of the news media, virtually exploding with bullshit, because the news media are located right at the intersection of all the other bullshit. The news media are kind of a depraved combination of business, advertising, communications, politics, public relations, gossip, and entertainment. So these people are sitting right at a bullshit junction. There's enough bullshit in the news media to fill a second Bible. Because I gotta tell you, folks, when it comes to bullshit, truly major league bullshit, you have to stand in awe of the all-time champion of false promises and exaggerated claims, religion. No contest. No contest. Religion easily has the greatest bullshit story ever told. Think about it for just a moment. Religion has actually convinced people that there's an invisible man living in the sky who watches everything you do every minute of every day. And the invisible man has a special list of 10 things he does not need to do. And if you do any of these 10 things, he has a special place full of fire and smoke and burning and torture and anguish where he will send you to live and suffer and burn and choke and scream and cry forever and ever till the end of time. But he loves you. He loves you and he needs money. guys somehow just can't handle money. Religion takes in billions of dollars, they pay no taxes, and they always need a little more. Now, you talk about a good bullshit story. Holy shit. Thank you. I thank very much. Thank you. Well, I got lucky when I was a little boy. I had an uncle who told me, he said, never trust anyone whose belief system has a name. So I've tried to live that way all my life. Now we're going to change direction a little bit. Going to get back to advertising, in particular food advertising. I'm going to talk about the language surrounding the advertising of food. You know the words: fresh, natural, hearty, old-fashioned, homemade goodness in a can. Those are the words they use, so let's take a look at some of them. Old-fashioned. Well, when they say old-fashioned, they want you to think about the old days, don't they? Yeah, the old days before we had sanitation laws. Before hygiene became popular. Back when E. coli was still considered a condiment. Old-fashioned. Then you have homemade. You see that on the packages in the supermarket. Homemade flavor. Folks, I don't think I have to tell you it is functionally impossible for a food processing plant to produce anything homemade. And I don't care if the CEO is living in the basement and cooking on a hot plate. It's not going to happen. You want to know something homemade? Crystal meth. Crack cocaine. A pipe bomb full of nails sticking out of a policeman's ass. Homemade. If you need further information, check with Timothy McVeigh and Terry Nichols. Old Tim and Terry will show you how to cook up a little something at home for the folks downtown. Homemade. See it in the restaurants, too. Homemade soup. Folks, once again, I don't care how much the emaciated amphetamine waitress smoking the 3 Marlboros reminds you of your mother, but the soup's not homemade. Unless the chef is sleeping in the kitchen. And if that's the case, I want to examine this motherfucker. I want to check this guy for lesions, carbuncles, impetigo, pink eye, gonorrhea, smallpox, and head lice. And speaking of lice, the advertising people who write this stuff sometimes realize that homemade sounds way too full of shit, so they switch to home style. Did you ever hear that? Home style flavor. Well, whose home are we talking about? Jeffrey Dahmer's? Believe me, folks, there's nothing home style about the boiled head of a Cambodian teenager. Even if you sprinkle parsley on the hair and serve it with oven-roasted small green salad with a ranch dressing. Style. Style is a bullshit word. Anytime they add the word style to any other word, someone is pulling your prick. New York style deli. You know why they call it that? Because it's not located in New York. It's probably in fucking Tulsa, and the owner is from Rwanda or something. And the food tastes like something the Hutus feed to the Tutsis. Style. Family style restaurant. Means every table there's an argument going on. And the eldest male is punching the women in the face. You know, family style. Here's another word the advertising sluts have completely wiped their asses with. Gourmet. You know, everything is gourmet now. Gourmet dining in a cup. Gourmet cuisine in a can. Folks, try not to be too fucking stupid, would you please? There's no such thing as gourmet coffee, gourmet rolls, or gourmet pizza. When they say gourmet, they mean one thing. We're going to charge you more. So same with the word cuisine. The difference between food and cuisine is $60. They're stealing from you. You want to know some gourmet cuisine? Toasted snail penises. Candied fillet of panda assholes. Deep dish, duck dick. Gourmet. Then you have hearty. Hearty. Here's a word, you know. Poops are hearty. Breakfast is hearty. Next time you see the word hearty, take a look at the rest of the label. 600 grams of saturated fat. Hearty, as in heart attack. Same thing with lemony and buttery and chocolatey. Real chocolate. Anytime they add a Y to the name of a food, once again, someone is yanking your schwanz. Real chocolatey goodness. Translation, no fucking chocolate. And watch out for that word flavored. Lemon flavored drink. Good luck. luck locating a goddamn lemon. There's even a dog food that calls itself a chicken-flavored treat. Well, a dog doesn't know what chicken tastes like. He might like it if you give him some, but he's not going to say, oh, good, I was hoping we'd have chicken again. One grows tired of beef. And zesty and tangy are not real words that normal people use in conversation. Anyone ever turn to you and say, you know something? This is really zesty. And it's tangy, too. I say, hey, zesty, I got something tangy for you. One more of these bullshit food words. Natural. Yeah, and this is directed to all of you health food nitwits and environmental jackoffs, okay? Natural. It must be good. It says it's natural. The word natural is completely meaningless. Everything is natural. Nature includes everything. It's not just trees and flowers and the northern spotted owl. It's everything in the universe. Untreated raw sewage, toxic chemical waste, used bandages, monkey shit. It's all perfectly natural. It's just not real good food, you know. But you know something? It is zesty. And tangy, too. Bon appetito, consumer. Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate that. Now, this last thing, that's about 8 or 9 minutes left in this last thing. It's called names. Because I have an interest in names. It is an interest of mine, okay? Not a hobby. Hobbies cost money. Interests are free. This is an interest. Names, all sorts of names. Did you ever notice how they name singles bars? All these singles bars have the same kind of cutesy little one-word names that end in S. Scamps, tramps, chats, rumors, cahoots, cheers, chances, mingles, risks, gambits, notions, dreams. Hey, if I had a singles bar, you know what I'd call it? Nipples and dicks. A little truth in advertising. The Sperm Club. Snatch-O-Rama. The Crotcheteria. Frankie's Fuckery. Cafe Vagina. Open all night. Well, I'm an old-fashioned guy. I'm old-fashioned because I believe the name on the outside of a place ought to let you know what's going on the inside. Here would be a good name for a gay restaurant. The Mouthful. Huh? Come on, that's clever shit. That's a double pun. You didn't think of it, goddammit. Besides, you don't have to eat there if you don't want to. No, just go in, have a cocktail. Or a highball. Here's another name I don't care for. TGI Fridays. You know these cutesy-ass places, TGI Fridays? That whole TGIF thing was cute for about an hour. About an hour, and that was 60 years ago when someone first said it on the radio. It's not cute anymore. Time to start bombing these locations. TGI Fridays. If I had a place like that, you know what I'd call it? HSIOW. Holy shit, it's only Wednesday. I think people would drink a lot more liquor if they thought it was Wednesday all the time. Well, I'm just looking for a little honesty in these names. That's not asking a lot. I'm thinking of opening up a motel and calling it the Sleep and Fuck. Wouldn't that be a good honest name for a motel? Who needs this shady pine little shit? The Sleep and Fuck Motel. Get me one of them big neon signs. Sleep, fuck. Sleep, fuck. Sleep and fuck. Sleep and fuck. Sleep and fuck. Sleep and fuck. Sleep, fuck. Actually, fucking sleep would be a little more accurate, wouldn't it? Best name for a motel would be the fucking smoke and sleep and roll over and get out of bed and wash your crotch and go out and buy 2 cans of Mr. Pibb and come back and fuck a whole lot more. You know? Yeah, because that's all they ever have left in those soda machines on Sunday night. Mr. Pibb and Diet Shasta Orange. And that yellow can of Canada Dry tonic water that nobody wants. Speaking of naming things, am I the only person in this country who's laughing when this commercial comes on television for Snapper lawnmowers? Isn't there anyone else in this failing republic who knows what a Snapper is? A snapper is a pussy, right? That's what it means. Snapper means pussy. It's derived from older, more specific terms, snapping pussy, which describe a particular type of pussy, one with good, quick muscular control, kind of an elasticity in the vaginal wall that can grab a hold of you and give you a decent hump. Do you know what I'm talking about? A snapping pussy. But now snapper means any kind of pussy, and they've named a lawnmower company after this. Now, I have seen a few snappers in my day. Never seen one that'll cut grass. Maybe do a little edging along the driveway after a party. That's all you can hope for. But weed whacker you can land. What's that other product? I can't believe it's not butter. Well, they got a new one coming out. It's called I Sure Hope the Fuck This Ain't Lard. There's also a new instant soup on the market. It's called Make It Yourself, you lazy prick. Names are interesting. If you can have a chain of shoe stores called Athlete's Foot, why can't you have a sporting goods store called Jock Itch? I think they ought to have a vacuum cleaner and call it the Dirt Bag. Wouldn't that be fun? Guys would love that. Hey, honey, where's the dirt bag? I'm talking to him. Names interest me. I'm thinking of moving to Nevada where prostitution is legal and opening a bed and breakfast called the Cock and Muffin. A lot of people would go there. A lot of people would come there, too, now that I think of it. Then there are some large organizations whose names I think are completely mixed up. The Department of Water and Power. Well, water and power don't go together. You get fucking electrocuted. The Food and Drug Administration. Well, with most drugs, you don't want any food. Because they shouldn't be bothering people with marijuana in the first place. Then you have that really interesting organization, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. Do we even need to talk about this one? Bad combination. That's what they ought to do. You call the police the Department of Power and Firearms. Then you have the Food and Water Administration. That's what you need to survive. Food and water, put them together. That leaves you with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Drugs. Keep all the good shit in one place. Now, let's talk about people's names. People's names are interesting because sometimes they carry a little emotional baggage. For instance, think of the names of founders of the great religions. Those founders' names still ring today with an air of mystery. Christ, Moses, Buddha, Muhammad. But the Mormons, Joseph Smith, not too impressive. Come on, we're going to Utah. Who said so? Joe Smith. Well, I gotta go take a shit. Drop me a postcard and let me know how you like it out there. In good old Utah. Well, I was raised Catholic and I'm still waiting for a new pope to choose the name Corky. Wouldn't that be fun? His Holiness Pope Corky the Ninth. See, I think you have to skip right to 9 to give him a little credibility, don't you? Somehow to me, Pope Corky the First doesn't command a great deal of authority. Names tell a lot. You'll know this country's in deep trouble if we ever wind up a president named Booger. We got a president named Booger, Stump, or CZ, and you'll know that not only are they smoking PCP in the Electoral College, they're probably mainlining gunpowder. First names reveal a lot. Guess the black girl. Susie, Sally, Peggy, Margie, and little Bertha. Guess the white guy. Chantuan, D'Antonio, LaFonso, Avandre, and Billy Bob. Sometimes names affect history. I honestly believe there never would have been a Second World War if Hitler's first name was Floyd. Can you imagine him telling people, I'm going to kill 20 million people, remember the name Floyd Hitler? Why, they would have beat the shit out of him in Munich in 1931. And nobody would have been afraid of Jack the Ripper if his name was Wally. Who's that? Who's on the loose? Wally the Ripper. What a fucking goof. Wally the Ripper. The same thing with Billy the Kid. Suppose his name was Billy the Schmuck. People would have been a lot less tense. Who's that riding into town? Well, that's Billy the Schmuck. Oh, well, fuck him. I know I never would have gone hunting with Buffalo Shaggy. performs the Easter Mass in C-sharp minor by Johann the Cuntlapper. Considered his finest work, it had a profound influence on another obscure composer of that era, Heinrich the Mule Fucker. Well, some people have dirty names. They can't help it, they have a dirty name. Some of you might know this. There's actually a NASCAR race driver whose name is Dick Trickle. That's his name. It's true. How do you go through life with a name like that? Hi, I'm Dick Trickle. Fine. Stand over there, would you please? Yeah. Off the carpet. Off the carpet, Mr. Trickle. Thank you. Off the carpet. Here's a milk bottle. You need a milk bottle? That'll help you a little bit. Well, they look like good shoes to me. Of course, having your Dick Trickle is not nearly as impressive as having a Magic Johnson. Whoa! Look at that thing. By God, you scared the dog. Better put that away a little at a time, Mr. Johnson. You wouldn't want to get a knot in it. And Peter O'Toole. That's a double header, isn't it? Hey, if you're the Doublemint twins, don't bend over near Peter O'Toole. Then on the other hand, some people have funny names. And they can't help it. They go through life with a funny name. And sometimes it's hard on you. Do you ever try to keep a straight face when you're meeting some guy named El Canto Priccolini? Sometimes farmers have funny names. Orville Pig Dicker and Hooters Dumpfuck. And speaking of funny names, do you realize Howdy Doodie's mother and father are known as the Doodies? It's true. Rudy and Judy Doody. And Bo Diddley's mother and father are the Diddleys. Dottie and Dudley Diddley. Well, how would you like to be at a party and have to introduce these people to each other? Rudy Doody, like to meet Dottie Diddley, Judy Doody, Judy Doody, Dodie Diddley, Dottie Diddley, Judy Diddley, Diddley, Diddley. By the time we can finish with that shit, who shows up but Howdy Doody's two sisters, Dee Dee Doody and Dodie Doody? Well, I don't know about you, but I'd be drinking triple whiskeys and saying, please, God, don't let fucking Rudy Kazootie show up tonight. And let me know, didn't they have any funny names in the Old West? Was everybody out there really named Murdoch and Kincaid? Didn't they have any funny names? Hey, Dan, guess who's over at the saloon getting all liquored up? Two-Gun Flechtenberger. Says he's going to get even with Farley Flockenhocker for killing his buddy Clayton Heffelflecker. Well, I heard it from old Doc Peckerchecker. Better tell Sheriff Dicklicker to get his ass on down here. Boy, there's going to be hell to pay when Marshal Dingleberry gets back into town. I'll say, hey, there goes that dance hall girl, Fanny Clitpicker. Let's go get laid. Let's go get laid. I have one more little item to add to the names thing. I do want to invite my guests, the people who came here tonight at my invitation or whatever you want to call it. Please make sure you come back and say hello. This is just a little thing about, perhaps you heard this. There's a legend of sorts in the Old West that there were certain Indians who were named for the first thing they saw when they were born. Makes you wonder why there aren't more Indians named Wet Hairy Pussy, doesn't it? Thanks for coming in here tonight. I do appreciate it very much. Take care. Have fun. Be well. And get good.